there and welcome to Scrap and Coffee. Today I'm introducing my new mini album. It's called the Masculine Mini Album because I've made it with Father Days in the back of my mind. Now for this album there is a tutorial for purchase on my website scrapandcoffee.com. I will put a link down below in the description box. And in the tutorial you will get a supply list, a cutting list, step-by-step instructions and access to the videos. So if you're interested in the tutorial, please visit my website for more information. Now this is the album, and for the album I've made 3 pages. All pages has the same design and they are quite bulky. But that's because of some of the elements in there. And the bulk that you see here is with your photos, because the white photo mats that you can see right here represent your photo. So the outside cover measures 8 3/4 by 8 inches with a 2.5 inch spine. And I've went for a more masculine paper collection, and I knew this one would work because I've worked with it before. This is the Photobomb collection by Paper Phenomenon, and I don't think it's available anymore as an actual paper pack, but you can still get the digital collection on her website. So if you're interested in that, then you have to go there. So on the spine I've placed a little embellishment here to break up the red a little bit, because there was a lot of red going on, and that's the only embellishment that I've used in the whole album. In the back I kept very plain, just some pattern paper, and here on the front I've made a photo frame where you can hold a photo. Here on top you can remove the white and replace it with a photo, or place your photo on top of the white if you want. So when we open the album up, I kept the inside covers really simple. Just one large pocket where you can place some larger photos or maybe some other stuff that you like to keep. So that's the inside cover. I did a little bit matting off the pocket there to keep the image intact. Really beautiful paper, this one. And then on to the pages. So here I've started with this element with the elastic cord, and you can place your photos behind it. And I've just placed one here, but you can place more than one. But I do think that you don't want to go a lot larger than 4x4 to make it look good. So, but you can play around with that. So really fun element. And then I can open it up. Photo space here, photo flap where you can place your photo in a landscape or a portrait direction. And this element is what got this album started. This was my inspiration for the whole album. So here I've used eyelets and acetate to make photo opportunity. So your white photo mat or your photo is just placed behind here. It's removable, replaceable, but it will stay behind it. So when I am going to lift the album up, it's not going to go anywhere. So a really fun element. Then behind there is the binding pocket page, and I've made for every page I made a large photo mat. This one is the only one that I've did something with pattern papers, because I don't know what I'm going to do with the other ones. But yeah, here I made some photo opportunity, and I've decorated the rest of it with some pattern paper. And the back is also still plain, but there's enough room for you to just place photos and pattern paper there. So here on the inside of the page, this is where a lot of the bulk comes from. Also these eyelet elements give a lot of bulk, but this is where the most of the bulk is coming from. I've made a little waterfall element here. This is magnetized, so you can open that. And then here I've placed a 4x4 photo in the pocket, and that's actually to keep this flap here in place. But because I did a little off the pocket matting here, this flap is also kept in place, so I could just leave it like this. Behind the acetate frame you can place a photo, so that was the whole idea of it. And if you don't want it, you just make this element completely from cardstock. That's also possible. But this will open, and then you can fold this one to the bottom, and then there is opportunity for 2 more photos there. So don't bulk this up too much. Don't place pattern paper and then a photo on top and do the same thing here, because then you will get in trouble with the closure of this acetate flap. So I'm placing it just behind the element there, And then there is more photo opportunity on the back, and then that element repeats again. So here again, I just used a photo there, and here I do need it because there's nothing else that keeps it in place. This photo mat is a little bit smushed, but I can remove that and replace that with a photo. And again, photo opportunity and more photo opportunity. Right there. Now I'm leaving this open for a little bit, and then we go to the bottom part. Here again, I've used a pocket and then a photo mat inside the pocket to keep all of this in place. Of course, you can also use a magnet for that, but I've decided not to. I always try to reduce the use of magnets in my albums. We can open this one to the top, and that's why I leave this open, because if this is closed, then it won't open up as nice. So if you think that is a problem, you can leave this flap out, or you place it on the bottom where it opens towards the bottom. That's also a possibility, of course. And then here I have one more flap that opens up to this side, more photo opportunity, and also here you could place, I would say, one photo here to reduce bulk. Don't place too much in there, because then you can place one photo underneath your flaps and then use one more on top of the flaps to keep it all closed. So let's place this back quickly. Close that with the magnet. And then on this page, I've kept the bulk down. So I just made one photo opportunity here, but I choose one pattern paper. I've cut out the frame for my photo, kept the image intact, backed that with black cardstock, and then I can remove this and replace that for a photo. And then you have your image intact and nice area for a photo. And because there was quite a lot going on in this area of the pages, I've just choose 2 or 3 design papers that I've used to mat this whole area here to tone it down just a little bit. So on the back, and this is never staying in place, I've made photo opportunity. So I've placed 2 smaller photos and 1 larger photo. You can also place 2 larger photos and combine that with some pattern paper. And here more photo opportunity. So you can play around with this a little bit, and if you want more photo opportunity, then you could also do this on the back, here on the inside, of course, instead of just one. And then here I have the flap with a pocket, and I just placed a 5x5 photo in there. Just wanted to show you different opportunities as well. And then it repeats. So again, the elastic cord element here, photo opportunity, those acetate photo opportunities there, large photo mat, but it's blank still. I'm going to use this album for myself, so I will decide on photos and then decorate it. And then we have that element again, so the waterfall, magnetized, acetate flap, photo opportunity, and the same element again. I just did exactly the same thing, and more photo opportunity here on the back. And then here we have those flaps again, and pocket. And here I've made an insertion point with the paper. So I choose this pattern paper here. There was a lot going on the paper, and I've made an insertion point. I've got 2 strips. These are, I think, or 7/8 of an inch or 1 inch. I'm not sure anymore. And then I've made here an insertion point out of the paper. Now my insertion point is actually just a little too tight for a 6x4 photo or a 4-inch wide photo, so I might have to change that in what I have here. You see, it's pretty difficult to get it in there, so I'm just going to leave it out for now. So yeah, maybe I can do 3 smaller photos in there. And then here, photo opportunity. So here I've changed it, 2 large photos on the page and 2 smaller one on the flap. I just like to play around with photo sizes. And then a large pocket on the back again. Again, a little after pocket matting to keep the image intact. Here again, the elastic cord. Just place 1 photo there for now. Photo opportunity, that acetate element here. Photo mat, but it's completely blank, so And in the cutting guide, I did give measurements for those photo mats and also on how I've made the tabs from top to bottom. Here a lot of yellow going on. So again, exactly the same element, but there aren't any photo mats in here yet, because I don't know if I want to use larger or smaller photos in there. So I didn't mat the whole thing there. I might go for 4x4 photos with some pattern paper on the inside. And here again, well, it's not going to open up quite nice now, but more photo opportunity. And here I did the same thing as I did on the first page with cutting out the frame and cutting around the image to keep that intact. And maybe you noticed, but I said it in the beginning, there is no additional embellishments in this album. Photo opportunity again. And a large pocket. Here I've placed some smaller photos in there. And here again, one large pocket on the back. So that is the whole album. So if you're interested in the tutorial, please visit my website scrapandcoffee.com. Link is in the description box, and get your details on how to get the tutorial for this album. For now, I want to say thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.